My boyfriend saw a photo of me from the worst year of my life, and I was terrified of his reaction. What he said instead changed me forever. We'd only been dating 4 months, still new enough that every reaction mattered, every pause, every expression. I was still figuring out who he really was. Then his sister invited me to a family dinner. Small table, wine, old photos, the kind of night that feels warm, until suddenly it doesn't, because my phone ended up in the wrong hands. His sister grabbed my phone to show everyone an old vacation picture, and my stomach dropped, because that album held photos from 2022, the year my dad died. I gained over 30 pounds that year, stopped taking care of myself, stopped recognizing myself. There was one photo in particular I hated more than all the others. Oversized hoodie, swollen face, empty eyes, a version of me I buried deep in my camera roll, and suddenly it was on full display in front of his entire family. I looked at him immediately, waiting for the reaction. I braced for it. That tiny flicker people get when they see what you used to look like. Surprise, disappointment, awkward pity. I've seen it before. He stared at the photo for a few seconds, then asked quietly, "Was this right after her dad passed away?" His sister nodded. The whole table went quiet, and then he looked directly at me. And what he said next broke something open inside me. He didn't mention my weight, didn't mention the hoodie, didn't even look shocked. He just said, "You still showed up that year." That's it. Simple, quiet, but somehow it hit harder than anything else ever could have. Because while I spent years seeing that photo as proof I was falling apart, he saw proof that I survived. And that's when I realized I had spent years hating that version of myself, ashamed of her. But he looked at her with compassion instead of judgment, like surviving grief was something honorable, not ugly, not embarrassing. And sitting there at that dinner table, for the first time since losing my dad, I stopped seeing myself as someone who failed. And that's when I realized the right person won't look at your hardest season and see damage. They'll see strength.